Welcome to this presentation from the NMRA Division 7. In February 2025, Tom Brueggeman invited us to tour his model railroad. Tom models the Rio Grande Marshall Pass line through the Rocky Mountains in Colorado in HOn3 scale. We'll start our tour of Tom's layout following a brief message from the NMRA Division 7.
Are you a model railroader in the Cincinnati area? Maybe you are new to the hobby and would like to learn more. The National Model Railroad Association Division 7 is an ideal place to start. Everyone from experienced modelers to newcomers are welcome. The monthly meeting is a great place to meet people and ask questions. Visit the Division 7 website for more information and make plans to attend an upcoming meeting and become part of this exciting and talented organization.
In our tour of Tom's layout, we are going to follow an eastbound passenger train named the Shavano. We pick up the Shavano at the west end of the line in Doyle, Colorado. The Shavano is at the passenger station, waiting for a westbound freight to clear. With the freight train clear, our passengers are ready to get their trip started. Doyle, Colorado is at the west end of Tom's layout, and we are going to follow the Shavano eastbound from Doyle to Salida, Colorado. Tom Brueggeman models the Rio Grande's Marshall Pass line in HOn3. The Marshall Pass route cut a path through the heart of the rugged Rocky Mountains in Colorado, crossing the Continental Divide at the layout's namesake, Marshall Pass. The Rio Grande's Marshall Pass route was the first railroad to cross the Continental Divide in the state of Colorado, and the route was anything but direct, twisting and turning through the mountain passes. Riders on this line would travel more north and south to complete an east-west trip. Towards the western end of the layout is the town of Sargents. Sargents is home to a yard and a large roundhouse. This is one of two large engine facilities on the layout and showcases several of the engines in Tom's impressive collection of steam locomotives. Sargents also shows off some of the meticulous detailing on Tom's layout. From workers cleaning the ash pit to details around the service facilities, Tom has invested a lot of effort in bringing each scene to life. A favorite scene is the icing platform at Sargents, where reefers are prepped to haul fresh perishables across the mountains. Coming out of Sargents, we get to enjoy one of the scenes that make the Rocky Mountains so popular among model railroaders. The next couple clips show the Shavano crossing a creek and entering a rock cut, only to go back across the creek again. Exiting one of the many tunnels on the Marshall Pass line, the Shavano snakes along the base of the mountains. Our train is approaching Chester, Colorado, where we will take the opportunity to just enjoy the layout for a bit. The Shavano next arrives at Marshall Pass. The namesake of the railroad is at the end of a very long tunnel for eastbound trains. We see our train coming out of the tunnel. Note the snowplow on the siding. You know that gets a lot of work in the winter months. East of Marshall Pass is another one of the beautiful scenes on Tom's layout. The small lumber mill features a log pond with a conveyor pulling logs into the saw house. Tom is a master model railroader, and among his many skills is bridge building. The wooden trestle at Altamont is a spectacular example of Tom's bridge building talents. This bridge is a bit of a hidden gem on Tom's layout as it is located at the end of a long aisle on the backside of the main layout. After crossing the long bridge at Altamont, the Shavano continues its progression east through the locations of Primrose and Forks Creek on the way to Keene. At Forks Creek, check out the antlers on the steam engine of a local logging company. The Shavano will pull into Gray Siding at Keene, Colorado. There the train will make a stop and wait for a westbound freight. Before entering Keene, we see another one of the spectacular bridges that Tom has built. While the Shavano has been traveling east, a freight train has been coming in the opposite direction. We are just east of Salida, where we see our freight train emerging out of a forest of golden aspen. This is one of the most striking scenes on Tom's layout, as the golden leaves of the aspen trees stand out against all the pines found around the rest of the layout. The freight train rumbles past the roundhouse at Salida. This is home to more of Tom's impressive collection of locomotives. We'll see more of Salida when the Shavano arrives. He's a bit out of focus, and this is clearly in the days before OSHA, but we spy a miner hitching a ride in the bucket high above the main line. I don't doubt this is the easiest way to get from the lower mine to the top of the mountain, but this trip is not for the faint of heart. Rounding the bend at Mears Junction, we see another one of the industries Tom has modeled. This oil refinery would have provided fuel to the nearby communities and was a regular customer for the railroad. The track plan on Tom's layout creates a number of neat scenes. Among them is where the westbound line comes downgrade into Keene. The tracks cross the width of the peninsula, creating an elongated S-curve through a rock cut. At the bottom of this S-curve is a crossing that marks the east end of Keene, Colorado. In the distance, we see the Shavano patiently waiting for the approaching freight. The tracks wrap around the back of Keene. The buildings along Main Street are in the background. Our freight will ease past the Shavano on the siding. The freight leaves Keene by crossing the wooden trestle west of town. With the freight train clear, the Shavano can depart Keene and continue its trip east. Our passenger train will move up through the same S-curve we just saw the freight descend. The small town of Gatto is next on the line. The tracks pass along the front of town. The Reuben G. Gomez General Merchandise Store is well stocked with everything locals need and is the primary source of supplies for local residents. By the time we get to Salida, our train has already arrived at the station. For the passengers for whom this is their final destination, they are likely weary but appreciative to have made the trip in such modern comfort. Our locomotive will water up here before continuing the trip east. Salida is a very busy place on Tom's Marshall Pass layout. East of town is a small stockyard, which sets the scene for a caboose transfer. After filling the water tank and taking on new passengers, the Shavano pulls away from the station. Our passenger train will pass through the busy Salida yard and past the roundhouse. Along the way, passengers are treated to engine 497 being turned on the turntable. We take our last look at the Shavano as it disappears into the canopy of golden aspen. While the Shavano was moving east, our freight train continued its trip west. We pick up the freight again as it passes through Forks Creek. The bridge at Altmont is just too nice not to take a second shot from here. This time our freight train is headed west and working upgrade towards Marshall Pass. At Marshall Pass, our freight train passes the afternoon passenger train. This is not only the last we'll see of the freight train, but it is the end of our tour of Tom Brueggeman's Marshall Pass Railroad. We hope you enjoyed our video of Tom Brueggeman's Marshall Pass Railroad. We want to thank Tom for inviting us to record his magnificent railroad, and thank the members of the NMRA Division 7 who volunteered their time to make this video possible.
If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and be sure to subscribe to the NMRA Division 7 YouTube channel to be notified about future videos. For more information about the NMRA Division 7, please visit our website and our Facebook page.